Have you ever felt like your emotions were pulling you in every direction, leaving you overwhelmed and unsure of how to respond? Perhaps you faced a moment where anger boiled over during a heated argument, or fear stopped you in your tracks when you needed to make a critical decision. What if I told you there was a way to regain control in these moments, a way to stay calm, composed, and focused? This tool isn't about suppressing how you feel or pretending emotions don't exist. Instead, it's about mastering a skill that allows you to step back and see things clearly. It's called emotional distance, and when used effectively, it can transform not just how you handle challenges, but how you live your life. Understanding emotional distance. Let's begin with a clear definition. What is emotional distance? Contrary to what the term might suggest, it's not about becoming detached, indifferent, or unfeeling. Emotional distance is the practice of creating a mental buffer between yourself and the emotions you experience. It's about gaining enough space to reflect on what you feel before reacting. To understand this concept, let's turn to the wisdom of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that offers profound insights into emotional resilience. The Stoics believe that while emotions are natural and unavoidable, we don't have to let them control us. They taught that the key to a balanced and fulfilling life lies in our ability to respond to situations with reason rather than impulsive emotion. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of the most celebrated Stoic philosophers, wrote extensively about this idea. In his personal journal, Meditations, he advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote embodies the essence of emotional distance, recognizing that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. Think about this for a moment. How often do we let our emotions dictate our actions? A harsh comment ruins our mood for an entire day, or a minor inconvenience spirals into unnecessary stress. By practicing emotional distance, we regain the power to act intentionally rather than react instinctively. The benefits of emotional distance. Why is emotional distance so crucial? Let's explore its benefits with examples that resonate deeply in our daily lives. Imagine you're in a heated argument with a friend or family member. In the heat of the moment, your emotions might urge you to say things you don't mean, things that could hurt the other person and damage the relationship. Now, picture a different scenario, one where you pause, take a deep breath, and give yourself a moment to think before responding. That pause, that mental space, is emotional distance in action. It allows you to communicate with clarity and kindness instead of reacting with anger or frustration. The benefits extend beyond personal relationships. In professional settings, emotional distance can be the difference between making a rash decision and one that's thoughtful and strategic. Picture a manager faced with a critical business challenge. If they react emotionally, perhaps out of fear or panic, they might make a poor choice. But if they take a step back, assess the situation calmly, and weigh their options, they're more likely to arrive at a solution that benefits everyone involved. History provides countless examples of leaders and thinkers who embodied this principle. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, faced immense pressure during his reign as emperor. Despite constant wars, political turmoil, and personal losses, he remained steadfast. His ability to detach emotionally and approach problems with rationality was key to his effective leadership. When we practice emotional distance, we free ourselves from being controlled by our emotions. Instead of being reactive, we become proactive. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, we find clarity and focus. Practical steps to create emotional distance. So, how can we cultivate emotional distance in our own lives? It's one thing to understand the concept, but it's another to apply it. Here are some actionable techniques that you can start using today. Mindfulness practice. Mindfulness is the art of staying present. It helps you observe your thoughts and emotions without getting swept away by them. The next time you feel anger, anxiety, or frustration creeping in, pause. Focus on your breathing. Inhale deeply, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly. This simple practice creates a gap between your emotions and your response. Journaling for reflection. Writing is a powerful tool for self-awareness. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on situations where you felt emotionally charged. What triggered your feelings? How did you respond? What could you have done differently? Over time, journaling helps you identify patterns and equips you with the awareness to respond more thoughtfully in the future. Reframing your thoughts. The way we interpret events often fuels our emotions. Reframing is about changing your perspective. For example, if a colleague criticizes your work, instead of thinking, "They're out to get me," try, "Maybe they're offering feedback to help me improve." Reframing doesn't erase the emotion, but it gives you a healthier way to process it. Practice delayed reactions. If you're unsure how to respond in an emotionally charged situation, give yourself time. Say, "Let me think about this," or step away for a moment. This pause allows you to cool down and consider your response more rationally. Remember, these techniques require practice. You won't master emotional distance overnight, and that's okay. Start small, perhaps with one challenging situation each day, and gradually build your skill. In a world where emotions often feel like they're in the driver's seat, emotional distance is the tool that helps us take the wheel. It's not about denying our feelings, but about understanding and managing them with clarity and intention. So, here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these techniques: mindfulness, journaling, reframing, or delayed reactions, and try it for a week. Pay attention to how it changes the way you handle difficult situations. When you notice the difference, come back and share your experience in the comments. Your insights might inspire someone else to take their first step toward emotional resilience. Together, let's embrace the wisdom of the Stoics and transform how we respond to life's challenges. After all, the strength we seek isn't found in controlling the world around us. It's in mastering ourselves.